which category it fits under. Document 6, description of the positive aspects of the Middle Ages from 1946. All right, so you read through that, figure out which category it fits under. Then we have document 7, Pope Urban II in 1095 calling for a crusade. And here's the other thing that I want to say. Sometimes you might get a document and it might fit in multiple categories. You might take a look and go, oh, well, this is a dark age, but it's also an age of faith. Or this is an age of feudalism, but it's also a golden age. A document can fit under multiple categories. Not all of them will, but some of them can, and that's okay. You can use a document to argue various points. All right, so keep that in mind. And then document 8, here we have some images of cathedrals from the Middle Ages. So again, what does this fit under? So you have 8 documents that you're looking at. This is your evidence. When you're done going through the documents, look at your notes. How many did you have for a dark age? How many did you have for an age of feudalism, an age of faith, a golden age? Can you use documents more than one way? You will need to do that to get to the required 5 documents that you have to include in your essay. There's only 8 total and you have to use just over half. So you're going to have to analyze documents in a different light, perhaps from what you originally thought when you went through and read them the first time. All right, so you have to first decide now at this point, what are you going to argue the title should be? A dark age, age of feudalism, age of faith, or a golden age? Again, I go back to the essay structure, to this outline that I've put in here for you. Use this. This helps you to structure your essay appropriately so that you don't do it the wrong way. So again, here we have our question. What conclusion are you making? What title are you going to give this time period? Look for facts in the document. This is you searching for evidence. Remember, you're the lawyer. You're arguing your case. Look for common trends. If there's a document that seems like it really supports one, is there a way that you can analyze it in such a way that it supports what you are actually arguing? Make sure your thesis actually answers the question and tries to prove a point. As we go down to the next slide here, now it's time to write your thesis. You can't do anything with your essay until you have a thesis statement. And I have 3 examples here for you. Example number 1, the Middle Ages should be labeled as the age of feudalism because this decentralized system dominated and influenced the political, economic, and social aspects of Western Europe. Notice there's 3 points in this thesis. So political facts would be included in body paragraph number 1, economic information, body paragraph number 2, and social aspects would make up body paragraph number 3. Keep in mind you can also use the same document more than once. So if I'm going to use one document to show something political, I can also use that document in a slightly different way to show a social aspect. As long as that information is there in the document and I'm not just making it up completely, you can use it multiple ways. Thesis sample number 2 here. The Middle Ages began as a dark age but should be known as the age of faith due to the dominating power and influence of the Roman Catholic Church. So here we have key information that it started as a dark age but it became an age of faith. And you have the power and influence of the Catholic Church. So here you only have 2 categories. Body paragraph 1 would be about power and body paragraph number 2 would be about influence. Thesis example number 3. Life during the Middle Ages is proof that even during times of violence and destruction, humans will do all they can to learn and preserve knowledge and new ideas. Therefore, it should be labeled as a golden age. Now here's an example where you don't necessarily have your categories clearly stated in this 2-sentence thesis statement. So you would need to add a 3rd sentence here to give you your categories. Are you going to have architectural things as demonstrative of a golden age? Is it going to be scholarly written things as a 2nd category? You would have to add a sentence to include that. Because you can't, your thesis, remember, is supposed to be your roadmap. So your roadmap needs to clearly point out to the reader, me in this case, what your body paragraphs are going to be. I should know that from the minute I read your thesis statement. So write your introduction. Put in some historical context, talk about the Middle Ages, define them, explain them, talk about the importance, whatever you want to do there, but don't forget to include a clear thesis that answers the question. And like it says here, just like that third thesis that I went through with you guys, if your thesis itself does not address the body paragraphs that will follow, you have to compose a sentence that briefly introduces each topic. Then, once you have your thesis and your intro done, jump into the body paragraphs. Make sure that for each body paragraph you have a strong topic sentence. So if your first body paragraph is going to be about political aspects, make sure you state that in your topic sentence. This is like writing 101 when you guys were first learning how to do strong paragraphs in middle school. Then you have some supporting details. Don't forget to reference the documents, and then a closing sentence for your paragraph. Here's the thing. Some students think that a DBQ means you can just go through and summarize the documents in order. Document 1 said this, document 2 said that. You can't do that. You have to use the documents as evidence in groups based on what your body paragraph topics are. Make sure that you keep going back to what your thesis statement is while you are writing your topic sentences and while you're using that evidence in the body paragraphs. Make sure it's more analysis rather than summarization. And try to work in a little bit of that point of view analysis that I talked about in the last screencast. What about their gender, their job, their religion, their role in the social hierarchy? Has it influenced what that person said in that document? Okay, if you can work that in, that's definitely a way to move yourself towards that advanced level for the DBQ essay. Keep following that same format as you write body paragraph 2 and body paragraph 3 if you're going to have one. And make sure that you have at least 5 documents so that you can earn full credit. And then you're on to your conclusion. You're in the home stretch. So summarize the thesis, restate it, summarize the subject of the essay about the Middle Ages. You basically rewrite your intro in a little bit different way. And oftentimes our conclusion is clearer than our intro because we've gone through and we've written everything and we actually really know what we're talking about at this point. And so conclusions can sometimes tend to be more concise and stronger than the intro. So if that's the case, maybe you can go back and make a few tweaks to your intro to make that as strong as your conclusion is. So that is the general overview for how to go about writing your DBQ essay for this week. If you need help with anything, please do not hesitate to send me an email. Best of luck. Have fun.